In the last video, we studied about Cauchy residues theorem, and using that, we have solved few integrals. So till now in complex integration, we have studied about control integration. Then we have studied about Laurent and Taylor series, zeros and singular point of a function, and also about the residues and the Cauchy residue theorem. So in this particular video, I will talk about how Cauchy residue theorem, which is basically for the complex function, it can be evaluate certain type of definite integrals of real variables. So here, instead of complex variables, we will solve the integrals of real variables by using the suitable contour. So here in this video, I will share three type of problems which can be solved using the Cauchy residue theorem. And so let's start with the first type. First type is integral of the type integral 0 to 2 pi f cos theta sin theta d theta. That is, your f is a function in cos theta and sin theta, and the limits are from 0 to pi. So what we will do here we will start our question from by putting z equal to e raised to the power I theta, which is same as cos theta plus I sin theta. So z inverse or 1 by z will be e raised to the power minus I theta, which is cos theta minus I sin theta. So now when I will add these two parts, then I will get cos theta as e I theta plus e minus I theta by 2, or z plus z inverse by 2, or z square plus 1 by 2z. Now similarly, when I will subtract these two equations, I will get my sin theta in terms of z as z square minus 1 divided by 2iz. And now z is e raised to the power I theta. So dz will be I. Differentiate this with respect to theta. So I will be left with I theta d theta. Now e raised to the power I theta is z. So I written z here in place of e raised to the power I theta. So this will be I z d theta. So now my d theta will be dz by iz. And now also see here my limit is from theta, it varies from 0 to 2 pi. Now when I will put to this substitution, then my contour of integration will be a circle of radius 1 unit and center 0. You can see from here, if I'm going to put theta equal to 0, then this term will be 0, cos 0 is 1. And if I'm going to put pi by 2, so this term cos theta will be 0, and sin pi by 2 is 1, so I will get pi by 2. And same for all the values of theta. So my contour of integration will change from 0 to 2 pi to modulus z equal to 1. And now my final answer, my final integration, I will use the Cauchy residue theorem, which says that integral over C fz dz will be given by 2 pi iota sum of residues, where C is your contour of integration, which is modulus z equal to 1. So let's start with the first example. It says that evaluate integral 0 to 2 pi d theta 5 plus 3 sin theta. So I will put let z equal to e raised to the power I theta. Then this will be dz equal to I e I theta d theta. So replace e I theta with z. I will get iz d theta. Then my d theta will be dz by iz. And sine theta, as we have seen above, sine theta is z square minus 1 divided by 2iz. So now, and obviously my contour of integration will be a circle modulus z equal to 1. So just substitute all the z terms in my integration. So this will become, instead of d theta, I will be having dz by iz, 5 as it is, plus 3. Now sine theta will be replaced by z square minus 1 divided by 2iz. And integration and contour of integration will be c, which is your circle modulus z equal to 1. So now just take here LCM. So this will be 10iz 3z square minus 3, and iz will cancel here. So I will be left with 2 only in the denominator, so which will go above. So my integral will become integral over c2 divided by 10iz plus 3z square minus 3 dz. or this is same as integral over c 2 dz divided by 3z plus iota into z plus 3 iota. I have just factorized this term, that is the denominator. Now, so my first step is done. Now the second part is to find the poles, and then we will calculate the residues so that we will be able to use Cauchy residue theorem. Now to find the poles, just put the denominator equal to 0. So when I will put denominator equal to 0, 3z plus iota into z plus 3 iota equal to 0, this will give me two values of z, which is z equal to minus iota by 3 and z equal to minus 3 by iota. And it's clear these all are simple poles, that is they are of order 1. Here raised to the power 1, 1, so these are simple poles. Now, z equal to minus iota by 3 means it's a point with real part 0 and imaginary part minus 1 by 3. That is 0 comma minus 1 by 3. And this is 0 comma minus 1 by 3. And remember, my contour of integration is a circle with center 0 and radius 1 unit. So this point will lie inside the circle, but this point will lie outside the circle. So now I have to calculate the residue at this point only, because only this point lies out inside the circle. This point lies outside the circle, so we no need to calculate residue over this point. So residue at z equal to minus I by 3 will be limit z approaches to minus I by 3, z plus I by 3 into 2 divided by 3z plus I and z plus 3 by I. So I will solve this and I will get my answer is 1 by 4 iota. So integral will be 2 pi iota into sum of residues. So this will be 2 pi iota, only one residue is there, which is 1 by 4 iota. So 2 pi iota will get cancelled and my final answer will be pi by 2. So let's see one more example. My second example is from the integral over c dz divided by z plus 2, where c denotes the circle modulus z equal to 1, deduce that integral 0 to pi 1 plus 2 cos theta 5 plus 4 cos theta d theta is 0. So again I will here it's 0. It's not visible, but here it's 0. Like this integral should be 0. So I will start with my solution. Again, I will put z equal to e raised to the power I theta, which is cos theta plus I sin theta. So dz will be minus or derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta, derivative of sin theta is cos theta. So this will become minus sin theta plus I cos theta d theta. Now my actual integral is dz over z plus 2. So this will be integral 0 to 2 pi minus dz is minus sine theta plus I cos theta, and z is cos theta plus I sine theta plus 2. So my integral will become this. Now I will rationalize my denominator. So first I will separate real and the imaginary parts. So this will become minus sine theta plus I cos theta as it is, and my denominator will become cos theta plus 2 plus I sine theta. Now I will rationalize this. So I will multiply and divide by cos theta plus 2 minus I sine theta. So this will be a plus b into a minus b gives a square minus b square. But iota square is minus 1. So using these two facts, this will be cos theta plus 2 squared, which is cos square theta plus 4 cos theta plus 4, and minus b square. Here b is iota sine theta. So this will be iota square sine square theta. But iota square is minus 1. So this will become plus sine square theta. So this is how you will get your denominator by using the identity a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b, and the fact that iota square is minus 1. And for your numerator, you will multiply these two terms. So I will get, first I will multiply cos theta with this term, then I will multiply 2 with this term, then I will multiply minus I sine theta with this term. So this will give me minus sine theta cos theta plus iota cos square theta minus 2 sine theta plus 2 iota cos theta plus iota sine square theta plus sine theta cos theta d theta. Just multiply these two terms now. So I will here also I will separate my real and the imaginary parts. So just see, first term is minus sine theta cos theta, and here last term is plus sine theta cos theta. So these two terms will get cancelled. Now my imaginary part contains cos square theta, this one 2 cos theta, and here one more term is there, sine square theta. And real part we are having only one term, minus 2 sine theta. And in denominator, cos square theta plus sine square theta is 1. So this will become 4 cos theta plus 4 plus 1, which will give you 5. And now here also cos square theta plus sine square theta is 1. And so this will be 1 plus 2 cos theta I and minus 2 sine theta as it is, and 5 plus 4 cos theta d theta. Now, my original integral was integral over c dz over z plus 2. So my function was 1 upon z plus 2. Here, this function is having only one singularity, that is at z equal to minus 2, which is the simple pole. But also at the same time, this pole lies outside the given contour. So we can use a Cauchy's theorem here. No, that integral over c dz over z plus 2 will be 0 because this point, it lies outside my given contour region. Singular point, it lies outside the given contour region, so that's why my integral will be 0. So now if this is 0, so my this part will be 0, and if this is 0, then you can equate real and imaginary parts, they both will be separately 0. So I will use my real imaginary parts as per the question requirement. So this will be 0 to 2 pi 1 plus 2 cos theta 5 plus 4 cos theta d theta equal to 0. Now my um, the only thing here is we need limits here from 0 to pi, not from 0 to 2 pi. So what we will do, we will use the fact that cos theta is an even function, and if cos theta is even function, that is we have this result. So I will use this result, and which will give me the desired result. Okay, so let's discuss one more question on the same type, which is evaluate integral 0 to pi d theta 3 plus 2 cos theta. Again, I like cos theta and sin theta. Whenever you see a question cos theta upon cos theta or sin theta question, and you have to evaluate this using Cauchy's theorem. So just put z equal to e raised to the power I theta. Then my dz will be iz d theta, and d theta will be dz by iz, like same as above questions. And cos theta, as we have seen above, cos theta will become z square plus 1 divided by 2z. So now my integral will become now just be cautious about the limits here. Here we have to evaluate 0 to pi, but instead of 0 to pi, here my limit, they will be from 0 to 2 pi d theta 3 plus 2 cos theta will be equal to this. Uh, if we will write here 0 to pi, it will be wrong because here my contour will be modulus z equal to 1. So this is all this is valid when your limits are from 0 to 2 pi only. So don't try it here 0 to pi. It will be 0 to 2 pi only. So now I will give all the substitutions, replace d theta with dz by iz and cos theta with z square plus 1 divided by 2z. And your region of contour will change to circle modulus z equal to 1 again. Just take LCM and I will be and this z will cancel. So I have written 1 upon iota outside this, and my final integration will be this. Now, next step is to find the poles. For the poles, just put denominator equal to 0. So now if denominator is 0, then we have this two, it's a quadratic equation, so obviously I will be getting two roots. And here I have used the quadratic formula, which says that if the roots are given by minus b plus minus b, b square minus 4 ac upon 2a. So here a is 1, b is 3, and c is 1. So z will be minus b, that is minus 3, plus minus under root b square, that is 3 square, which is 9, minus 4ac. So a is 1 and c is also 1. So this will be 9 minus 4 divided by 2a. So a is 1. So I will be left with this. So I have two roots. So let's say z1 is minus 3 plus root 5 upon 2. Now root 5 is 2.236068, so this will be minus 0.381966. Similarly, I will calculate my Z2, which is minus 3 minus root 5 upon 2, using the value of root 5, which is 2.236068. So this will come out 2.6180. Now, as you remember, my contour of integration is a circle modulus z equal to 1. So obviously this point, it will not lie inside the circle. Only this will lie inside the circle. So we have to calculate residue at this point only. This point is lies outside the circle. So no, we don't have to calculate residue at this point. So residue at z equal to z1, that is limit approaches to z equal to z1 into z minus z1 divided by z minus z1 into z minus 2 into 1 upon iota. So this term will get cancelled. I will be left with z minus z2, and limit limit is z approaching to z1. So this will be 1 upon z1 minus z2 into 1 upon iota. Now I will calculate up my z1 minus z2, which is root 5. So residue will become 1 upon root 5 iota. Is z1 minus z2. Residue is 1 upon z1 minus z2. That's why it's 1 upon root 5. So using Cauchy residues theorem, in this integral will be 2 pi iota sum of residues. Only one residue is there, so this will be 2 pi root 5. Now, just see here my integration limits are from 0 to 2 pi, but I need to show the same thing, but I need to calculate for 0 to pi. So again, I will use a fact that my cos theta is in even function. So cos theta is an even function. So this will be 0 to pi will be half of limit 0 to 2 pi, and this will be 1 by 2 root pi upon 2 pi upon root 5. So 2 will get cancelled, and I will be left with pi divided by root 5. Here I have used the same argument as of example second, that is your cos theta is an even function. So we can use this thing. So that was all about your type 1. Now, in type 2, we will deal with the functions of the rational form. That is where we will be having the integral of the form integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity px upon qx dx. That is, this will be a rational function. And now px and qx, these are polynomials, and just remember here the degree of qx, that is the denominator is greater than the degree of px at least by 2, which means degree of denominator is greater than degree of numerator at least by 2. So we will deal with this type of integrals, and again we will solve them with the help of Cauchy residue theorem by selecting a suitable contour. So let's see what is the procedure here. First, in the type 1, we have considered our contour was a circle modulus z equal to 1. Here in this case, we will have our contour as a large semicircle with center at origin. So here is the center, and this one will be a semicircle. In the upper half of the plane, means your y-axis will be positive only. Pi will be having positive values only, and its diameter is on the real axis. So this is a contour. Center the origin, semicircle, and in the upper half of the plane. Now, first I have decided my contour. Now I will check whether the degree of polynomial in denominator is greater than the degree of numerator or not. And for that, we will check if z into fz approaches to 0 or not, as modulo z tends to infinity. Now, after this, my second step is to find the poles. And after finding the poles, my fourth step will be to calculate the residues. And obviously, I will calculate the residues of those points only which lies inside my contour. If the point is outside my contour, then we will not calculate the residues and those particular points. And then my integral value will be 2 pi iota into sum of residues here, again using your Cauchy theorem. So let's just see one example. Evaluate integral minus infinity to infinity x square plus x plus 2 divided by x4 plus 10x square plus 9 dx. So first here, f of x is this, so f of z will become, just replace x with z. Z square plus Z plus 2 Z4 plus 10 Z square plus 9. Just replace X with Z. Now, see if this kind of question comes in exam, then you have to write precisely like this only. First, you have to write what is the contour. Then you will show z f z it approaches to 0 as modulus z goes to infinity. Then you have to find the poles. Then you have to find the residues of the poles which lies inside your contour. And in the end, you have to use the Cauchy residue theorem. Like these are the 5 steps which you have to write. So first, we will have our contour, which is a circle, which is a semicircle with center at origin and in the upper half of the plane. That is, your y will be positive. Y will be positive means your imaginary part will be positive. Real part can be positive, can be negative, but imaginary part will be positive only because it's in the upper half of the plane. We are not considering the lower half where your negative y, that is, your negative imaginary parts are there. And its diameter on the real axis. So first we have our contour. Now I will check z f z. So this will be z. F of z is z square plus z plus 2 divided by z4 plus 10 z square plus 9. So if you will take z square common from numerator, I will be left with 1 plus 1 by z plus 2 by z square. And from here you can take z4 common. So now this will goes to 0 as modulo z goes to infinity. See, if z is infinity, approaches to infinity, this term will be 0, 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 and this will be 1 by z. Z cube upon z4 will be 1 by z. So if z approaches to infinity, so this term will also be 0. So now my next task is to find the poles. So for the poles, you just need to equate your denominator equal to 0. Here it's a fourth degree, the order of denominator is 4. So we will have 4 poles. So the 4 poles are plus minus iota and plus minus 3 iota. Now, here we need to check which poles lie inside my contour and which poles lies outside my contour. So my contour is in the upper half of the plane. So obviously plus iota and plus 3 iota. That is when your imaginary part is positive. Only these poles, they will lie in my contour, and minus iota and minus 3 iota, which lies in your below half of the contour, they are not in my contour. So only these 2 points are lies inside my contour. So I have to calculate residues at this point only. So residue at z equal to I, limit z approaches to I, z minus I, into f of z, which is z square plus z plus 2, z minus I, z square plus 9. So z minus I will get cancelled. I will be left with z square plus z plus 2 divided by z plus I, z square plus 9. Now just replace z with I. So this will be iota square plus I plus 2 divided by I plus I into iota square plus 9. So using the fact that iota square is minus 1, I will have my final answer as 1 plus iota divided by 16 iota. Similarly, residue at z equal to 3 will be limit approaches to 3 iota, z minus 3 iota into z square plus z plus 2 divided by z square plus 1 into z minus 3 iota into z plus 3 iota. So z minus 3 here, these two terms will get cancelled and I will be left with z square plus z plus 2, z square plus 1, z plus 3 iota. So as we have done in the above case, we will just replace z with 3 iota and use the fact that iota square is minus 1. So I will have my residue as 7 minus 3 iota divided by 48 iota. So now my last part will be this. We have to use we will use Cauchy residue theorem here. So this integral value will be equal to 2 pi iota sum of residues. So my first residue was at z equal to iota was 1 plus iota divided by 16 iota, and second residue at z equal to 3 iota is 7 minus 3 iota divided by 48 iota. So when I am just take LCM, solve this, terms will get cancelled and my final answer will be 5 pi upon 12. So let's have one more question on this type second only, which is your evaluate integral minus infinity to infinity x square divided by x square plus a square into x square plus b square dx, where a and b, they both are constant and they are positive constant. So again, here your f of z is z square divided by z square plus a square, z square plus b square. Now again, your contour is the large semicircle with center at origin in the upper half of the pole and its diameter on the real axis. You have to write all these things. You have to write what is the contour. You have to write this thing approaches to zero. You have to write what are the poles. You have to write these points lies outside the contour. That's why you will calculate the residues at those points only which lies inside the contour. Then you have to show the calculation part of the residue calculation. Then in the end you have to write that this integral is 2 pi iota into sum of residues using Cauchy integration Cauchy residue theorem. All these things you have to write down. So now zfz will be this, and this will approach to 0 as z tends to infinity. So again, I have find out the poles. Just put denominator equal to 0. This will give me plus minus a iota and plus minus b iota. The same as above, positive imaginary parts only. So a iota and plus iota and plus a iota and plus b iota, they will be in my contour, and minus a iota and minus b iota, they lies in the upper half of the z plane. So they will be out of my control. So I will calculate residue at z equal to a iota and z equal to b iota only. So z equal to a iota, this will be limit z approaches to a iota, z minus a iota into z square, z minus a iota, z plus a iota, z square plus a square. So just cancel z minus a iota and replace z with a iota. And use the fact that iota square is minus 1, my residue will be a divided by 2 iota a square minus b square. Similarly, I will calculate my residue at z equal to b iota. I have shown all the calculations here, so please try to do these calculations on your own, then you can cross verify from here. So this will be minus b divided by 2 iota into a square minus b square. Now I have all my required data. So this integral will be 2 pi iota sum of residues. So 2 pi iota, first residue at z equal to a iota, second residue at z equal to b iota. So this will be pi divided by a plus b. Now my third type is integral of the type integral minus infinity to infinity cos mx divided by phi x dx. Or you can have the form integral minus infinity to infinity sine mx divided by phi x dx, where phi x is a polynomial in x now. So this will be an integral form. So now here I will start with integral over c capital Fz dz equal to integral over c e raised to the power I mz. Now just remember here this m is your cos mx wala m into small f of z. Now what is small f of z? Small f of z is given by 1 upon phi z. So basically you have to replace your cos mx or sin mx with e raised to the power I mz, and phi x will become divided by phi z. So let's see my first question here. And here also we will have a contour, the same contour which we have used in our type second. So let's see. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity cos mx divided by a square plus x square dx. So now here phi x is a square plus x square now. So this will be e raised to the power I mz into f of z dz, where this fz is 1 upon a square plus z square. 1 upon phi z, so which is 1 upon a square plus z square. So here also my contour is contour is same as the type second, which is a large semicircle with center at the origin in upper half of the z plane and its diameter on the real axis. So first is same now. Here in the second part I will check whether z. In the second part I will check whether f of z approaches to 0 as z tends to infinity or not. Just remember in type second I have checked z f z. Here I will check for the f of z only. So small f of z is 1 divided by a square plus z square, which goes to 0 as z tends to infinity. Now I need to calculate the poles. So the poles will be given by denominator equal to 0. Denominator is a square plus z square only. Numerator is e raised to the power I m z. So poles will be given by z equal to plus minus a iota. Now same as above. only positive imaginary will lie in the upper half of the z plane, so z equal to a iota will be there. Z equal to minus a iota will not will lie outside my control. So I will calculate the residue at z equal to a iota. This will be z minus a iota into emz, z minus a iota, z plus a iota. Like e raised to the power imz, and this is your function capital Fz. So this term will get cancelled. I will be left with e raised to the power imz divided by z plus a iota. And now replace z with your a iota. So this will be iota square is -1. So this will be e raised to the power minus ma divided by 2e iota. And in the end, I will use my Cauchy residue theorem, that is this integral minus infinity to infinity will be equal to 2 pi iota sum of residues, which is e minus ma divided by 2a iota. So 2 iota will get cancelled and I will be left with pi a into e raised to the power minus ma. Now here again e raised to the power mx is cos mx plus iota sine mx. So real part and imaginary part equating both of them equal to 0. And I will put real part equal to 0. So I will be left with minus infinity to infinity cos mx divided by a square plus x dx equal to pi by a e raised to the power ma, because e raised to the power mx is cos mx plus iota sine mx. Now, in the question, we have to take our limits as 0 to infinity. So again, I will use the fact that I will use the properties of the even function. Here my function is cos mx square plus x square. F of minus x will be same. So this one is the even function. That's why this is integral 0 to infinity cos mx a square plus dx will be half of integral minus infinity to infinity cos mx divided by a square plus x square into dx. So which will be pi by 2a into e raised to the power ma. So in this video, we have seen how you can solve your uh, definite integrals involving real variables with the help of Cauchy residue theorem. And we have seen three types of the integral. So in the first type, when was the integral, the form cos theta, cos theta or the sine theta only. And then you have your contour as a circle. And in the type second, you have a rational function. And in the type third, you have a function of the type cos mx divided by phi x dx or sin mx divided by phi x into dx. And again, in type second and type third, you have the same contour, that is a large semicircle with center at origin and which lies in the upper half of the plane, and the diameter is the real axis. So like these are the three particular type of integrals having the real variables which can be solved using the Cauchy residue theorem.